I am Bishop David Munyeri Thagana, the presiding bishop for Glory Outreach Assembly and also the General Secretary for the Federation of Evangelical and Indigenous Christian Churches of Kenya. We are here at the GOA headquarters in Kahawa Wendani, and we are here to mark the International Day of Families for this year. The International Day of Families is a day that commemorates the families. It is a United Nations Day as old as 30 years. And basically we recognize the role of the families in promoting the growth of a nation. But this particular year, the theme is the family and the climate change. We are basically focusing on the impact of climate change on the families and trying to talk and to sensitize the community so that they are a little bit more cautious and careful towards the climate change, so that we can mitigate the risks and the effects of climate change. We are gathering here after having had a long day at the Kenyatta International Conference Center, where the First Lady, Rachel Ruto, was launching the Family Promotion and Protection Bill, so that the family can be safeguarded and be protected from external and internal influences. It has been a day where we are all clear in our mind that the family is so significant, the family is so important, but at the same time we understand that there are major threats to the family, both internal and external. Today we are focusing more on the environmental factors that are affecting the families. And we realize that in this country, this International Family Day has come at a time when we are already dealing with a major effect of climate change, that is the floods that has affected our nation. So far, so many people have died resulting from the floods, and all this is resulting from the climate change. And we are therefore sensitizing every Kenyan to be a little bit more cautious. The question we are asking is, what could you do as an individual what could you do today as an individual so that your family can enjoy life tomorrow? So what could you do today as a family so that in the future we are able to avoid some of the crises that result from climate change? This time we are dealing with floods. Previously we have dealt with drought, where people are hungry, dry areas, and death of wildlife and they all result from the same climatic issues. So we are asking Kenyans to protect the environment. And as we hold this meeting, as a church, we strongly believe that the very first assignment that God gave to human beings was the assignment to protect the environment, to make it better as they multiply. So as much as the population grows with the multiplication of the human beings, also protecting the resources that exist within the family. So we, as a church, we are once again underscoring the importance of family unit, because it is the place where children are born. It is the place where the children are brought up with the values. It is the place where the foundation from which they receive their education and all the growth. And if we are going to have a sustainable society, then we must be very careful in strengthening the family, because a strong family will produce a strong country, a strong nation, a strong East Africa continent, a strong globe. So basically that is what we are looking at. We are also reminding our Christian believers that there are some of the external influences that they have to deal with regards to the issues of LGBTQ, because the family is threatened by those issues, and the church has to take a stand and define the family as defined in the book of Genesis, where it is the family is a union of a husband and wife who are making a covenant that they are going to live together until death do them part, and that if God blesses them with the children, that they are going to bring them up in an environment, godly environment of that they can grow to be godly people. So we are cautioning all the forces that would come from the West to attack our families by way of these foreign ideologies. But we are also aware that the family is also, because Kenya is not an island. We are only a small global village, meaning with all the technology that we have, with all the social media, with all the connections and interconnectedness that we have through the social media, we cannot ignore the fact that there will be influences, and the children that we are having will have to be taught the values, so that even when they face these other foreign ideologies, that they will be able to resist. And the educational system, we really want that to be safeguarded. That's why we are extremely thrilled by the promotion and protection bill that we have launched today for this country, because we believe that it is policy. It is policy that safeguards the interest of the people in a family. And we look forward to see this being promoted more, and people being helped to know their rights, the family rights within this bill. So this is a very significant day, and we celebrate this day. It's coming at a time when we just spent May 10th as a nation, as a holiday, planting trees. Because, and that was a great move, because we want to be a country that is proactive, not reactive. Proactive, we plant trees, we protect the environment, we do the things that we need to do. We caution the corrupt people against grabbing land that belongs to waterways and water paths, which makes it very difficult for the water to pass. And therefore, when the water comes, so many people are killed. So we have to make it very clear that if we are going to deal with the climate change, it is a whole package. It is a holistic approach. We must also address the issue of the corruption. Some of the recreational facilities where our children are meant to grow, where the families are supposed to go and relax during weekends, have already been grabbed by people. Some of them are meant to be playgrounds, others are schools, others are just recreational public places. And those are some of the threats that will have to be addressed from a national level. That is why we are excited about the national policy of protection of the family that we have done today, because some things will be approached from the national level, the government, others we will approach from the church, others the family itself will approach the issues, but together we can promote and create a healthy environment where we can bring up children in a healthy and godly environment, and yet remain very, very connected with the other parts of the nations of the world. It is important that we state that a family can never be sustainable, a family can never be happy when they are not able to meet their basic needs. So the issue of the finance bill and the cost of living that makes it very difficult for people to enjoy life, I think that's something that the government needs to deal with. The family, again, is so much threatened by the economics, especially when we hear about the cost of bread likely to be taxed. Those basic things should be left alone for the Kenyan people, so that the local person is not struggling. So we really ask the government to go slow in the issues of this finance bill, and especially the taxation, and especially of the basic things like bread. Of course, we appreciate the prices that are coming down like fuel, but again, we see it's coming down marginally by 1 shilling compared to the other taxes that we are paying.